Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, unfortunately, there is no stuffing. I guess this be the perfect opportunity to go ahead and go into some of my money story. So I am a mom with two young adults. I have since moved out of state away from them, and so they're roommating together. But unfortunately, towards the end of last year, right before Christmas, they both got COVID. And so one of them, their employer covered their wages. Unfortunately, the other one, employer did not. She was working two jobs. And so she lost a lot of, her time. She was out for about 3 weeks. And then right before Christmas, one of her employers let her go. So that means mom was to the rescue. So I've had to help her cover her rent for the last 2 months. I am happy to report I did not have to dip into my savings, but I did have to take some money from my debt snowball, unfortunately. So this week, though, she got a job. I'm super excited. She's back to working. So I have stressed to the both of them that this is why it is so important for them to have a savings built up for emergencies such as this. I suggested they start out with at least 1 month and build that up to 3 months for reasons just like this. So again, super excited. I don't have to worry about dipping into my savings, but I will say it was so nice, doing my cash stuffing, going through here and looking at all my categories. And I didn't even touch any of this. Yeah, none of this was touched. It wasn't much in there, but my dead snowball is what I had to pull from. So I'll be updating those cash forms. So today I'm going to take the opportunity to show you how I set up my budget. I figured I could take that time to at least review. I do have a digital planner. As I stated, I think in my first video, this was my first time getting a digital planner. So happy about that. Excited to utilize it from the Luxe book. I'm gonna go ahead and go into my budget tab. So at the beginning, I sat down and I wrote out every last one of my bills. And yeah, this is gonna be full transparency. I'm just gonna show it all. I sat down and I listed every one of my bills and I listed them by the due date. From that, I took my paycheck dates and you can disregard this, but I put my 2 pay dates here. And then I separated the bills according to the due dates from that paycheck, if that makes sense. And so from here, I just copied like this. I would copy, hold, copy, and then I would place here. And I figured this is going to be easier for me. That way I'm not constantly writing all of these items down, writing these things down, etc. One thing that I am going to change, so that's my budget. That's my budget there. This is, our insurance went up, and then unfortunately, and I'm in HR, but our benefits rep forgot to include my HSA benefits, our deduction amount, and so I have to pay back for the month of January. So I had to capture those numbers there. So anyway, oh, my savings and my envelopes. Going back to that, I did not have to touch my envelopes, so I'm still on track with my 100 envelopes. Super excited about that. But let's see here. Let's see if I have it up. Yes. So I purchased this digital spreadsheet or budget sheet off of Etsy. And this is where I am going to be putting all of those, the bills and everything in here. I have not updated it yet. This I just filled in, but now that I have everything lined up with the due dates, I am then going to take that information and put it into my actual spreadsheet here. I love this spreadsheet. It has charts, annual totals here on the first tab, January, and then February. So this here is my debt snowball that I will have to update and remove some of that cash that I had placed there. Just gonna be honest, I'm going to change the way I'm doing my debt snowball. My goal right now is to pay down my credit cards ASAP. I learned from another video, and I forget her name, but I've heard this before in past, but they were just suggesting that you place all your bills on your credit cards and just pay that off. It's going to be the same bills that you have to pay. I do have a credit card that I receive cash back before. That's my Capital One card. And so I'm going to start utilizing that. So the goal is to put all of these bills on that credit card, especially the ones that are the same amount that I can do an auto pay for. And then having that credit card paid off. And then my next goal is going to be evictions. So unfortunately, I do have 2 evictions on my record. I say trifling with my finances, but my best friend's always telling me to have grace with myself. Another little insight to my money story: growing up, did not receive any training or teachings on budgeting or credit, the benefits of it, nothing like that. And so here I am now later in life with my own children learning those things. So it was very rough. I was a young widow. I lost my husband at the age of 23, and it's just been me and my income. So now that I've been blessed to receive more income, my expenses have dropped. I'm now taking advantage of that to get ahead. So that's going to be my goal now. So I won't be stuffing as many envelopes for my debt snowball, but I will still be stuffing my cash envelopes for spending, and then as well as the 100 envelope challenge and the payday challenge that I am doing. And I'm excited about that because I was torn between doing the debt snowball and that slight reward of seeing a bill paid off, or a debt paid off, and then opposed to taking, $1,500, $1,000, whatever, and applying it to one bill and having that immediate satisfaction. But I have a goal. I have a goal by the end of this year to move into my own place, my dream apartment, and I just want to be as transparent as possible to any other mom, any other person that's out there that's struggling financially and they're going through life, learning it on their own, researching, watching YouTube videos, on TikTok, on Clubhouse, Googling, all the information that you can, and then to one day show you all where I end up at, So when they say starting from the bottom. So I think that pretty much covers it. I can go into more detail. Excuse me. Where'd it go? Okay, maybe when I do my March budget, I can do a clean sheet. This was from Pink's budget. As you can see, I mentioned her in my last video, so I love using this monthly expense tracker. And then this is the envelopes breakdown. So I have a loan that I want to get rid of. As I get rid of that, moving on to my credit card, moving on to those evictions that I have and getting those paid off. So again, these sheets are from Pink's X budget. And then this is the sinking funds update that I will be updating as well. Another thing that I'm going to start doing on Sundays, that is my technical date of my financial review, is at the beginning of the month, I'm going to start looking at my pension as well as my retirement accounts and keeping up with those amounts as well. And as also my credit scores. So yes, your girl is going to, again, transparency. So I am going to show what my credit scores are now. I think it kind of showed already. That's not what I want to do. So here we go. That was January, but I think I created a sheet for that to strictly show. This is all my debt. Almost $16,000. But anyway, we're going to get that down. So this is a tracker. I'm looking for a tracker. So if you guys know of any a digital tracker for my credit score, let me know in the comments. But that was my scores for January and my scores for February. Looks like Experian changed a couple of points. So that's it. And oh, don't worry about that. That's some information from my dad. Oh, I did a class. With Fugionista or Creditnista, I forget her name, but we were discussing basically your finances and budgeting and things of that nature. As a matter of fact, here we go. Here she is, the budgeting masterclass. Let me try to, here, I need to remember how to utilize this the way it's built. There we go. Creditnista, the Frugal Creditnista. Did a class with her and learned about, for those of us that do our budget more digitally, getting on there, having a Google Calendar, adding those bills, color coding, setting it up, having separate bank accounts for different things. So I have a savings account, for my emergency fund. I have a savings account that's auto draft that I have no card to, that's out of state. Then I have my fund account that's auto drafted directly from my employer. Then I have my bills account for bills to be paid out of, etc. And then I have another checking account I'm going to use for my debt snowball payout. So as my envelope fills up for that debt snowball, this last one here, I'll be taking these amounts out and then depositing into that account to either purchase a money order or to go ahead and directly pay that debt off. But her class was so good. She has a master class that unfortunately I will need to create a sinking funds for to join next year, because I just could not join it at this time. But if you're familiar with her, Nativa Hurd, I would suggest looking up her information and getting involved in one of her classes. She also helps with home buyership, getting that credit score up, and then the basics of creating a budget. And I believe that's it. If there's something else you'd like me to cover, or if you'd like to share your story, please feel free to do that down in the comments below. This is for paycheck number 2. That was for January, although I'm posting for February. I want to get on a more consistent schedule, more in alignment with the actual date that I get paid. But again, I'm also trying to get out and enjoy this beautiful sunshine. I've moved to the beautiful Southern California, state of California, and also trying to balance with getting out and learning my new area. So I'm going to try to keep on schedule and be more consistent closer to my pay dates as I post. But yeah, if there's something else that you want me to share or review, just let me know. Again, I'll start out, I think for the month of March, I'll do a clean sheet and show you exactly how I move these items over to a blank monthly expenses tracker. Because that way, those of you that are planning on your iPad can learn tips and tricks on how to utilize, the sheets digitally. So, all right, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me along this journey of being to financial peace, and catch you next time. Bye.